Meetings being held at the historic courthouse and being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. All rise, please, to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, Sally, please call the roll.
Mayor Reiner?
Here.
Mr. Corbin?
Here.
Mr. Haynes? Absent. Ms. Leibowitz? Here. Ms. Peterson? Here. Mr. Swingle?
Here.
Ms. Tillage? Here.
Thank you. Mark Kane is on vacation this week with his family, so we'll see him at our next meeting. All right, our first item is the Flemington Community Partnership, the FCP's quarterly review. And we have here, more than this time, Judy Goodwin, the outgoing executive director, in a few more days. So welcome, Judy. Let us know what you've been up to, what your plans are. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. As the mayor mentioned, this will be my last council update as SCP's executive director. I will not be renewing my contract, which is due to expire on the 30th. My family and I sadly had to move away to be closer to the city to accommodate my husband's job. And while I know it's the right thing for my family, we're all really sad about it. I want to take just a second to thank everyone here and to thank the board and FCP and stakeholders for this phenomenal opportunity. We've done a lot of great work in just a short year, from filling station to the Hack 100 initiative in collaboration with the 100 County Chamber of Commerce and the county to promotions like the Great Company Hunt. It's been just such a real pleasure. And I look forward to being a frequent visitor and a continued fan of Flemington. So thank you very much. And to return to the update, what SCP has been up to the past quarter, it's been a very eventful and productive quarter. I'll just jump right into it. Just to remind, our organization has kind of four main buckets of work: visual improvements, economic development, marketing, and administrative, and so we'll kind of go over them utilizing those categories. For visual improvements, one of the most notable things that you'll see is the Route 12 design and implementation. I just want to thank Tim Ebau for taking the head on this one, and also for Tourist Landscaping for doing such a wonderful job making our entry point so lovely. I'm also really pleased to announce that we have signed with Seward Johnson. Seward Johnson is an esteemed sculptor who is on permanent exhibit at Grounds for Sculpture. His specialty is hyper-realistic bronzes that celebrate day-to-day life. We will have 5 pieces on installation starting September 2017, September 15th actually, 2017. Just up until and through the holiday break. So actually, November's inaccurate. It will be just at the beginning of December. These are the 5 pieces that we'll have. I want to thank Unity Bank for being one of the sponsors of one of the pieces. And I want to ensure that these pieces will not interfere with any of the streetscape that will be going on Main Street. We also rolled out this past quarter the Storefront Improvement Program. And for those of you who don't know, the Storefront Improvement Program is matching, FCP offers matching funds for commercial property owners and business owners in the borough, up to $1,500 for facade improvements. And that's anything from a new roof to painting to a porch, just to beautify our community. 2 projects that we have been very happy to sponsor. The first is underway, 127 Main Street. They're currently remanaged and roofed. And the other is Lone Eagle Brewing, just built a new patio outdoors. To the left is the before, and on the right is your after. If you haven't enjoyed a cold beer on the patio yet, I highly recommend it. And also to note, Lone Eagle is, their IPA is actually one of the nation's best IPAs. It's an award-winning year, so right here in our hometown. I want to encourage any stakeholders that are in the audience or hearing this to apply now for the SIP program, the Certified Improvement Program. It's matching funds. If you're already planning a project or even thinking about one, we want to assist you to make it happen. The applications are available online at exploreflemington.com. You also can email, call, or even stop by our offices at 119 Main Street for a hard copy. Pretty straightforward application too, so not difficult. Moving on, one of the projects that I'm most proud of for this past quarter has been the collaborative effort amongst FCP, the Hunterdon County Chamber of Commerce, and the county freeholders to engage in a long-term economic development effort to grow the technology sector in Hunterdon County, the nexus of which will be Flemington as the heart of Hunterdon County. We've been planning this for quite some time, but we kind of broke it down into a number of levels. Phase 1 was this year, and the Phase 1 focused on identifying who our local tech talent already is and creating a network for them. We've done that in 2 ways. The first is through meetups. Monthly meetups held right here in Flemington at Flemington Brewery, where we invite technologists to come, meet each other, talk about the things that they're working on, and connect. Since its inception in just December, we've had several hundred people join our meetup group, and every meetup that we host, which is on the last Thursday of every month at 7 p.m., it's grown exponentially. The last one that we hosted was over 42 patrons, and we're thrilled to see people coming back, and actually we're really happy to hear that additional tech meetups have been emerging all around Hunterdon County from this first one. The second approach is Hack Hunterdon, the 24-hour tech creation competition that we organized with the county and the Chamber of Commerce. This competition is hosted right here in Flemington once again. It was held on April 28th through the 29th. And from over 30 participants, including Councilman Swingle right there, catching a little shut-eye after about 18 hours straight of coding, we got to demo projects ranging from location-based marketing apps to facial recognition software to assist police officers in identifying people during stops. It was an incredible success. Here's just some of the headlines from the events. And we're looking very much forward to phase 2, which is the education component. We are now moving towards focusing on not only encouraging tech education in high school and middle schoolers. So our Hack Hunterdon Year 2 will also include high school students and invite middle school students to participate, and we'll have an education component as well. We'll do some training. We also are looking to invite boot camps and other kinds of education opportunities for those who might be looking to technology for their second career as well, right here in Flemington County. We've also been hard at work at what we've been calling the underground. This has been a project that a lot of residents and stakeholders have mentioned as being very important and a big goal of ours. So we have spent several months creating financial models, interviewing the leaders of local theaters, similar to what we are envisioning, and also just doing our homework on what it takes and what's involved in it. And we're now in the stages where we are negotiating with some enthusiastic local artists and doers who are interested in taking part in the project, and also securing a location. Pretty sure that we have one, we're keeping it a little bit under wraps for now. If anyone in the audience or whoever's listening is interested in participating in this project, please don't hesitate to contact us either at ideas@flemingtoncp.com or director@flemingtoncp.com. Station has returned for the second year. These are some pictures from the second Friday that was hosted by the fire department. The thing that I think I'm most proud of for the filling station is that every day that I'm there, I see not only the same families from the local community coming and sharing a beer together, it's that they're also bringing people that we've never seen before, people from outside the community and welcoming them. So it's heartwarming in both ways to see that we're building a real sense of community, but also inviting others to take part in that as well. That'll keep going on Fridays through the end of August. And another major project that we were working on when I was last here, we rolled out the brand, the Explore Flemington logo, and some of the kind of visuals that we've been working on, and let you know that we've been working on a website and we're going to have a new brand roll out. So we've been negotiating contracts for a big billboard push. We also are going to be in New Jersey Monthly, New Jersey Family. We do a web ad push as well as a social media push for our brand rollout. And it's all been part and parcel with our web development. I have a demo of the website which will go live and replace the existing Explore Flemington within the week. We engaged That Works, a great company, to create a video for us that now serves as the header for our website. But first, I kind of just want to let you see the video itself. Never mind. This is the video, it's just silent, there's some music associated with it, but essentially That Works took on the project of creating a 3-minute video. This is the 30-second version. It's just a condensed part of our video, and this serves as kind of the entry point to the website. I don't know if it's replayed yet, I don't want to watch all of it. And this gives you just a little bit of the flavor of Flemington and entices you to come. If you take a look at Discover, you'll see there are several categories: arts and culture, food and drink, hotels and lodging, attractions, shopping, services, health and wellness, and technology. If you scroll down to food and drink, for example, you'll see that we have a full directory. We invite all of our businesses to please include, to send us images. We've been emailing requests, but what you'll see is a grid list of all of our businesses, our restaurants in this case, and we'll start filling them in with location, with images as well. You can also search. Shopping, you see there's a banner for each. And then on top of that, we have stories. This is going to be the repository for the articles that we have. Again, this is just kind of preview sample. And we've also engaged some local writers to write some stories for us. And the first one that we're featuring is an article written by Michelle Blood called Destination Donut Hole, Weekend in Flemington, and it gives you like 36 hours in Flemington. And we also have events, and this is the full calendar. Again, this needs to have more visuals, but we are working on that slowly. I just wanted to give you a sense of how the website will look and how you will engage with it. You'll be able to kind of check out what's going on a weekend, and see kind of what's happening on any given day. We'll also have an interactive map. Right now, this one is the kind of current map, which we're in the process of improving. But you'll see you can download it, so you can print it out and bring it with you when you come to visit. excited about that, and we will let you know as soon as it goes live. It will coincide with billboards going out for North Flemington, ads, articles, just a big rollout of big push. We also finalized our full voluntary audit. We just received the reports about 2 weeks ago. The first thing we did is put it up on the website. You can download it there. We also have copies in our office. We're happy to give them. Anyone who's interested, we were very pleased with it. The opinion was generally that everything was presented fairly, that there were no issues with any of our financial statements or documents, and that they had it with us, and we're very pleased with the results. And then finally, a very big chunk of our work in the past couple of months after over interviewing over 70 candidates, reviewing some very impressive candidates to be the incoming executive director. I would now like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the future of the community partnership. Anne has over 20 years of experience leading and advising nonprofits that will build on strong public-private partnerships. She's helped to create and build coalitions that have helped to make communities better places to work, to live, to play, ranging from historic Philadelphia, where she's the founding president of the Independent Small Business and Residents Coalition, to Quakertown and to the Delaware River Water Funds. Without further ado, I'd like to let Anne come on and introduce herself. Welcome to the country.
Sitting here in awe of everything that the partnership and the council and this community has accomplished in what a short year. And certainly they are going to be big shoes to fill. I'm really excited about being here. I already have fallen in love with Flemington, with your very special community. I have a lot to learn, so I intend to be asking lots of questions of all of you, if I may, and want very your ideas. And hopefully, I see my job as one of facilitation and convening. So I know that the vision is here, and the ideas are here, the assets are here, the community is so rich in physical assets and so many resources, and hopefully I can help to organize that. And this again is my role in facilitation. One of the things that attracted me so much to this organization and this community was the core values of transparency and respect, on which the partnership was founded. And I think those pillars are very important. They did key to my work. I've been privileged to work in very values-based organizations that have been built on fostering greater appreciation for our democracy. I ran the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania. That was certainly a values-driven organization. And
Thank you, Judy. Do you have any more remarks? Any questions? Actually, Councilman Hayes does. All right, I think we're starting to use the microphone. So, Judy, we wish you very well on your, whatever it is your next endeavors are, starting in South Orange and temporarily living, right? And thank you for all that you have put forth on behalf of Flemington. And we look forward to Ann and Paul and the board, the SCP board, continuing to work hard. Get things going, keep them going. Thank you very much. Okay, now we come to our public comments first session. As usual, we will have a few new faces here. We will take up to about 10 comments, 3 minutes apiece. If you want to speak, please state your name and address. And if you want us to answer, if you're asking us a specific question, please allow time in 3 minutes, so we can be as consistent as possible here. Okay, does anyone want to speak or comment on the question? Yes, sir.
Thank you, You're good enough, it's okay.
But you can kind of set another addressing us as well.
How's that? Project. My name is George Safford. I live at 16 Kitchell Avenue in Wharton, New Jersey. I'm here representing the New Jersey Highlands Coalition and a statewide organization called Keep It Green, which advocates for open space. We had a resolution that I sent earlier to the clerk earlier today. And it's a brief resolution because I was a town councilman for 10 years, and I know those long resolutions are just a drag and you don't want to deal with a lot of paperwork. This is really concise. And basically what we're looking for is a program from the state of New Jersey that will give sustainable funding for open space. Open space, in particular, aside from all the beauty and wonderful stuff, when you drive around in Hunterdon County and the various parts of the islands, it's fantastic. The big day-to-day issue is water, and open space creates groundwater recharge. And what we learned from the drought that we had last year was that the groundwater recharge is very slow to come back this time. We have more paved over and roofed over areas every day in the state of New Jersey. That creates runoff. The opposite of runoff is groundwater recharge. And forested areas, agricultural areas, and open space are vital to have the groundwater recover from incidents like we had last year, which came pretty close to being a critical water shortage. We're asking to do that because we're asking to save the open space that we have because, as they say in real estate, they're not making any new land. We're not making any new open space either. And every day we lose some. If you roof over or pave over an acre in New Jersey, you create 4 million gallons of runoff versus 4 million gallons of groundwater recharge annually. We get 50 inches of rain in the state of New Jersey, and we're very lucky to get that much rain. Seattle gets 37 inches of rain here. We get 50. And we're using it all as it falls out of the sky. We had 8 million people in the state in 1996. We got 9 million people now, and it's forecast to pick up another million or so in less than the next 20 years. And that means that we need to save the water resources that we have. If we put every possible piece of open space tomorrow, that would only give us status quo of what we have now. And obviously we're not going to do that. There are billions of dollars worth of open space out there, and down the road, the plan is to spend about $40 million a year. There was a deal this year is going to be about $200 million. The subsequent down the road is between $60 and $40 million annually, and we're losing that much every year. There's another issue here that's particularly for county councils. It's called the pilot payment in lieu of taxes. If somebody takes a big chunk of your community out, and they go off the tax rolls, you're going to get a big hit right away. This program, which they used to have, but not anymore, we're asking to be reinstated in this resolution, is to help the community out by over a 4 or 5 year period, making payments in lieu of the taxes that they would have gotten from that open space until they can make adjustments to their budget. I was a tax commissioner in Morris County for a number of years, and I know that's why they take a big hit on their tax appeal, and it throws a curve. So I'll wrap it up now. I'll leave this with you. I have copies for everyone, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And my contact information is here as well. So.
Okay, thank you for coming in, and I will, okay.
If you want me to come back, or you want to talk to environmental commission,
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else have a question or comment? Okay, we'll move on to the regular business. Mayor's report is... I didn't see any. All right, Joey Vaughn.
Can you tell me, are there any additional wells being developed?
Right now?
Not right this second,
Well, we have areas that we're investigating. We have a new one coming online. We have a new one coming online.
everyone?
Yeah, it's already dealt with. We dug it. We are waiting, we just passed the money to make the connection to us. So it should be operational pretty soon.
Where is it located?
It's behind the American Legion, behind the ball fields.
That's it down there?
Yeah,
Good.
we investigate additional locations all the time. We've had for a while, that we refer to a big map of what we think are high risk potential areas. So as soon as wells take a long time to kind of get them into service. So when you're finishing developing one well, you've already kind of got to be investigating another well. So we're looking at different locations, looking at different places where we might potential drill, pilot well, like something kind of test well, see if there's real water there. And yeah, so
It's been a continuing
it's
process
ongoing
for years.
I would like to know, what are you doing about enforcing our own ordinance to maintain unit of health for deterioration? And also, I would like to suggest, since we were told also, Mr. Swingle, that the roof would be $45,000 to replace the roof. I would like to suggest that maybe the Flemington Community Partnership should put the bill, because that would improve the town, and that's what we want, right?
no. That's the purpose for what it was created for. So that would be a gross misuse of funds, in my opinion.
What are you doing to
Because there, right now, one acts a separate board with its own ability to go. So if you want to make that argument for your case, you need to go.
Yeah,
So if you want to propose that, you can take that to the Flemington Community Partnership Board. They've allocated matching funds for certain improvement projects within the year $45,000. So I think that's a major stretch.
right in front of me.
I'm sorry?
You reported that right in front of me.
Somebody said they thought it might be $45,000, but that didn't come from a professional or from anybody who, knew what roofing costs would be. So I think the reality of it is that that's kind of hyperbole. So I would just say that I would suggest if you want to make that proposal, go to the FCP board or to the director and propose on the board chiefs.
So are you doing anything right now to help? Because I've been back there again this weekend, and it's getting worse and worse.
I don't think so. Okay, who else has a question? Lois?
I'm wondering, what is the status of the streetscape? For someone who had contact with another community said that once the streetscape was paid for with this program that you're getting the money for, is completed, you cannot change it or do anything to it for
That was one of the streetscape was one of the very first things we discussed with Mr. Cutts when he came onto the scene with his initial proposal, because we knew that that was a very likely possibility. And we actually have it written into the redeveloper agreement that they acknowledge this and that they are not free to just take up the sidewalk. What we intend to do, which our borough engineer said we can do, is we can work with the developer to put pass-throughs, conduits under the sidewalk where utilities can run so that it doesn't have to be taken up. But it's in the redeveloper agreement that the sidewalk has to be respected because of the grant terms.
Mr. Warren, or someone there said about that you're looking at places to do test wells. Where are those places that you're looking at currently? Where it's talk about that?
Okay, yeah, I couldn't quite hear those. The latest test wells, we're looking to get approval over near the golf course driving range on the other side of the highway there, and that's looking very possible. Our geological surveyors feel that there's a stream of water down there that we would connect to, but we would also be doing test wells. We wouldn't just buy anything we're doing, we didn't show what was going on.
Who has to give us permission to look at that?
The people that own it.
Other people, I thought it was the government.
No.
So if the people who come and approve your desire to investigate this into the test wells that are there,
Yes, they have at this point. We don't have the writing, but we have a verbal.
do you go out for bid as to who's going to do the test well?
Oh, certainly, yes. Yeah, we don't just,
And who's going to pay, and as much as I assume that that's being done for the development of Main Street?
no, it has nothing to do with that. That's for us to keep up with what we anticipate is going to happen over years and years to come. We've been doing wells. I've lived here for 50 years, and we've been doing wells since I got here. Under Dick Stodoff at the time, as one of these things.
But it seems like the pace is quicker.
Okay, we need to move on for now. Thank you, Lois. Does anyone else have a question right now? Chris Engelhardt.
John, is there an update on the about the signage for the waivers on Island?
I believe the information has been sent to our clerk, and you can pick it up there if you can get over to get it. Mr. Martucci, our engineer, has supplied all the information, the questions you had asked. It's there. And I'm not going to personally deliver it to you. You're going to have to make
I mean,
arrangements.
have they given the letter that they lost, and said they were going to do it, and I'm just wondering.
I don't know. That I don't know what's there and what's not. I know that the information's been passed on. But we have, you can open it, you can have that information.
I'm not sure when you say the information.
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking.
I'm asking, you know, they told me they didn't have anything in the file, but I said you had letters. So, and I asked, I was talking for that letter from the DOT, we sent to them, so they have a copy of it, where supposedly, when we brought, it says they were putting those signs up, and it's been years. And I'm just wondering, has anyone, is Rob in charge, can I call him?
No, just go to the clerk. She has the information. We cannot be calling every engineer in the state and everything else and running up
No,
our
I'm
bills.
just asking.
It's
I don't
just-
have a copy. I don't know what information.
Okay, well, I'll talk about it tomorrow. Mr. Martucci said he sent you the information.
I'm just asking, is it, has there been a dialogue that they're going to put signs like they said in their letter?
We will probably be putting these signs up ourselves at this point.
And what does that mean?
I don't know. I just try to get this worked out. We're working around the clock. It's been 5 years or something since the state arranged everything and we're putting things back the way they're supposed to be. Yeah, we're working on it.
But I mean, it seems like 5 years is a long time.
It might be another 5. I'm trying to do something about it.
Let me suggest that you since I don't personally know where this thing stands, maybe you could call one of our DPW council people after the meeting and follow up on it, if I can suggest. Just there's obviously some disconnect here about where this stands, and I'm sorry about it. Where I saw some emails going back and forth is the state had asked one of our people, they said it would be very helpful if you could provide this, and we'll get it going if you do, and we did provide it, and the last that I read, that's where it is. It's in their court, but they said they can probably get it done with that information. So it is still coming along. I mean,
I know this is recent.
yes, very recent, like last week, I think. Yes.
So they got information and they said they'll do it.
Yes.
We just waiting for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we need to move on. I'm sorry we don't have a
Is Johnny
definitive
taking away?
answer for you.
Who do I want to send you?
You can see Brian, he's also on the DPW.
Brian, send you
Okay.
when you're on.
Yes.
Okay, Brian.
Okay. Who, does anyone else, okay, Kevin DeHaven.
Kevin DeHaven, 33 Pennsylvania Avenue, Flemington, New Jersey. Was listening to Judy Goodwin talk about the need for an underground theater in the community. We had one some 20-some years ago because it was old. We got rid of it. And I think it's ironic that it needed to be a Flemington Furs Cobra, and now it's a Walmart. So it's gone and it's lost, and now we're looking for one. We don't have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take one comment per person at this point. In the back there, Michael Harrison.
Michael Harris, Flemington Borough Main Street. Mr. Mayor, I'm glad you mentioned the redeveloper agreement. Certainly a lot has occurred since last council meeting. I think on future review, the current Main Street redevelopment project will show, like the Borough Council's two prior redevelopment failures, that many of the problems were making. At our last meeting, you were asked regarding the Historic Preservation Office's letter. And at that time, we did not receive the supervision comment. It's interesting because we told the same thing about the August letter from the National Trust. We met, there was no comment because we hadn't received it at that time. When copies of the Historic Preservation Office letter were circulated to the media by others, they're going to characterize the HBO's two-page account of technical and professional deficiencies in the borough's application as expected. And I'm fascinated because amongst many other requirements cited by the Historic Preservation Office, there are inquiries for financial details that merely calls for that meeting since 2016 regarding specifics of this plan. So this was expected, was the stand that we're hearing. And we can expect that the details will follow while residents have been asking for the details, and it's fallen on deaf ears. It's amazing that the state may hopefully get the information, whilst residents bear the burden, financial or otherwise. We did not hear anything. So the same financial details were not available on March 13th when this Borough Council approved redevelopers agreement. At that time, details of the long-term tax abatement plan, payment in lieu of taxes, were not made available. At that time, the council did not discuss the cost of taxpayers. And this impacts not only borough residents, but the county as well. Now, we're used to council refusing to discuss aspects of the project that they know to be unpopular. Will council now comply when the questions come from the state? Will the developer claims the cost, expense, and funding to validate proposed height, density, and tax rates finally come under the transparent review? Will county taxpayers finally be told the cost of the undisclosed tax abatements given to the developer, and how long these tax abatements will be in place? And it impacts every stage. Here and on social media, we have been told that details are only a few weeks away. Now, July, keep in mind, in July, it'll be a full 4 months since Mr. Mayor, you and council approved the current Main Street redevelopment project. While not accounting for the November election coming, can we still get some details?
Okay, that's, time is up, Mr. Harris. Thank you. I will cover the SHPO letter when I do my, get the mayor's report. Okay, is there anyone who has not spoken that wants to go in this term? Steve Tuccio.
Steve Tuccio, 61 Elwood Avenue. I ask anybody on the council, anybody at all, who has the backbone to answer this question, what specifically are the objective criteria for the enforcement of the ordinance that deals with building and property maintenance? Anybody at all up there has the backbone to answer this question? I'm all ears.
Okay, question's been asked many times, answered many times, and Steve, there's nothing more I can say about it. I don't have anything new, so I'm sorry.
I've yet to get a straight answer.
I know. This is exactly the same.
You and Swingle are both giving me the same, and all of us the same non-answer.
Okay.
Okay? Anybody at all on that council want to have the backbone? Brooke?
Okay.
Don?
Now, we're not polling council members. Is there anything else that you have, Steve?
No, that was it.
Anyone else who has not spoken? Okay, we'll come back to the second public comments then. All right, moving on then to the mayor's report. On Thursday, June 22nd, I attended a ribbon cutting over at the Moe's Southwest Grill. They are located right behind Chick-fil-A. You can access it by either Route 31 or Route 12. They are employing 30 people, which is good for us. And that franchise is number 699 to open in the national franchise. So it's bigger than I thought. At any rate, they are open for business. I will talk a little about the SHPO letter since it was the topic of much hearsay since the last council meeting. As I said, the letter was addressed to me. There were several people who were CC'd on it. So what evidently happened is the CC people got theirs electronically. I got mine by paper mail. So by the time I got it, it was already on Facebook from those who had received it by other means. And so I didn't have it at the time, as I said. But the situation with it is that it is somewhat akin, submitting this hearing to get to a sites council hearing has many similarities with a planning board application in that, because more of you are familiar with the local planning board. When you go to the planning board for a hearing, before the board can hear it, they first have to vote that the application is complete. And once it's voted to be complete, then it can move on and be heard by the board. That's a similar process here. First, the application goes to the State Historic Preservation Office, and then once they deem that it is complete, then they can schedule it for a sites council hearing at a future date. Now, when you look at the application itself, which is the blank application online, it asks for a number of things. And when you look at what they told us they want to see in the way of additional information, there are things there too. So let's look at a couple of examples. They asked to see, SHPO asked us, just to illustrate, to see the historic element of our master plan because we did not include it in the application. If you look on the application blank, it does not ask for a historic element of your master plan. So this is something that they asked us for that was not specifically requested, and we will provide it. The blank application also asks to list alternatives that you considered, and we did that. And they have a few more alternatives that they would like us to consider. So we will evaluate those, and we will tell them how we see that it will shake out. Interestingly, there seems to be a lot of discretion with the Historic Preservation Office For example, I went down there last Friday and I listened to an application that the Sites Council heard. It was for a King University project. And an interesting question from one of the board members was, we see that you did not evaluate any alternatives, and we'd like to know what your position would be about some alternatives. And I thought, well, this is interesting because this application got through with no alternatives at all, and here the Site Council is hearing it. I guess the point is the Historic Preservation Office has a great deal of latitude using their subject matter expertise to ask what they think is most relevant to a particular application. So when you have one as thick as ours, meaning the book is about 2.5 inches thick, it was not surprising to me that it did not answer every single question that they might think up. It's just human nature. It happens on our local planning board. We ask applicants questions maybe they hadn't thought of. It doesn't mean the application was deficient or sloppy or any of the other terms that we heard tossed around. It just means they want some more information, and we will certainly provide it. So that is the status of the SHPO application, and the goal is to get everything submitted by July 10th, and we hope that we can do that. So we have a full agenda tonight. I will move on to council member reports. And I think this part can be.
All right, so on the fire department front, it is last call for the cash raffle tickets. They're $5 a piece, and drawing will be during the fireworks celebration at Rivers. And my meeting is tomorrow night with the fire officers. First Aid and Rescue Squad, I want to thank the Rescue Squad again for their demonstration tonight. These are the life-saving items that are purchased with your donations. Anyone wishing to donate to the Rescue Squad's new building fund will have their choice of a gift, either a beautiful water bottle or a Squad 49 pin. There is a minimum donation to qualify. There's brochures throughout the town and Borough Township. There's some of these in Borough Hall that'll have more details. And their next meeting is on July 10th. On the school front, the Board of Ed has approved the contract for Joanna Roberta as interim superintendent. That name may sound familiar. She's currently Hunterdon Central Regional High School's interim superintendent until June 30th of this year. There will be a special education parent advisory group meeting on July 11th at 7 p.m. in the JP Case Media Center. This is a new parents group started by Flemington Borough resident Lauren Amolia. On the OEM front, I'm assuming everybody heard about the tractor trailer fire. Just to clarify, that did happen in Raritan Township and not in the borough. My understanding is that it was full of paint, tins and cans, and that's what was exploding in the back of the truck. On the admin front, there's nothing to report. And for finance, the borough is consolidating all accounts into one bank. This is allowing us to attract a better interest rate and pay no miscellaneous fees. The anticipated savings in additional interest income should be between $35,000 and $40,000 per year. And that's it for me.
Which bank is
Northfield Bank.
Thank you. HPC, I do not have a report tonight. Fleming Castle, we are looking for more friends of the castle, and I just want to show you, thank you, Kim, this lovely print of 22 businesses and Victorian homes in the borough that we are giving to anyone that signs up either with a student membership, senior membership, individual, or family membership. And we also have lifetime as well and corporate memberships. So it really looks nice framed. I have one at T-Berry's and a lot of people always comment on it. Fleming Castle for now is finished with their special events until December when they're having their annual Tricky Tray at this building. But they will still be open the second Saturday of every month for their tours from 1 to 4 with the docents. DIY, all the fire violations have been fixed in that location, and right now we're in the process of looking at JCP&L and Elizabethtown gas bills from the last several years to figure out what an adequate split would be. It's somewhat challenging because they do share the building with the police department. So we're working on getting that figured out. They've also constructed a really cool calendar for their front window. And they asked me, do we have to have a regular paper calendar? And I said, no, do whatever you like. And they came up with a really large, I would say it's maybe 3 feet by 2.5 feet, and it's made out of metal with slots. So they can just continue to use it for each month and put in the events that are up and coming. So kudos to them for doing something creative. That's what they're known for, right? Other than that, that's it for me.
Thank you. John?
Okay, we are continuing to work on East Main Street. We're running the water main right now, things are going well. We're down toward New Jersey Avenue. When we're finished with the water, we'll be switching over to sewer. And later on tonight, I'll be reading the resolution for the surface work to be done. We had Flemington Borough Recreation meeting on 13th, Tuesday, and once again, we discussed the fireworks. Mark's not here to talk about it tonight, but it is on for the 3rd. Green date is the 5th. We have the banner up here in town now, I noticed today. Old banner, but conserving money, and it works. So, okay, and then we have a DPW meeting on Wednesday, the 14th. We're having another one this Wednesday, to discuss different issues, wells, sewers, roads, work that all day that the guys do. We have pre-con on the 15th for the well 10 that we talked about earlier, but that's to, they're going to get started here a little bit later in the month and work around the ball fields and such, try not to interfere with the kids' games and so on that's going on. We had a water meter meeting on the 19th to discuss the bigger meters for the businesses in town that have been brought up to date. We scheduled for, I told you about the second meeting already. And it was mentioned earlier that Brian will cover for me while I'm gone for a couple of weeks. And he's the contact person and he'll get you answers if he doesn't have them. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so as John was saying, I'll take over for John when John's gone. With regard to DPW, water, sewer, and John and I attend both those meetings together collectively, so we spend a lot of time in those meetings. So it's a lot going on there. John covered the majority of it. And we kind of jump right into just some S&P stuff. They did give their presentation tonight. And very excited about a lot of the stuff they're doing. So Johnson Sculpture for the fall, the Jazz Festival. They did a business training, which was really awesome. It was actually packed. See everyone on the train there having conversations, like to see business owners working together, talking about projects and things that they're working on, which was really great. So that was very exciting. I did actually get word too that a firm in town actually hired one of the developers from the hackathon. So the hackathon already resulted in a job there, which was really awesome. It was a full-time position that's within the borough, which is really, really cool. So I just want to say thanks to Judy. Really, I know she's already left. I'll get a chance to see her before she's gone, but you have to understand the situation in which Judy came in under was very difficult, and I think that few people could have handled it with as much poise and professionalism as she did. She's really a remarkable lady, and I'm not going to miss her. She really is an incredible person. Honestly, she's a great resident too. It's going to be a big loss for us. But thanks to Tammy Meredith for both being willing to come on board, and is world-class, and she's got experience doing some massive projects. I think it's pretty hard to say that she's not more than qualified by many of these to come on to our executive director of the SED. So I'm excited to have her and all of her expertise on board, and I think that's going to be really awesome. So the only other thing I just really wanted to say real quick before I close out my commentary is the last meeting, this doesn't often happen. I've served up here for 6 years. I get attacked, accosted, berated, it's normal. I've kind of grown a lot of thick skin. You kind of do, you have to when you're up here. A comment was made by someone last meeting that was, I felt was chauvinistic in nature toward Judy Goodwin. And that kind of hit a nerve with me. And I probably lost my cool a little bit. So I just want to apologize to the community that that's not something I normally let happen. I don't apologize for defending her. I don't apologize for pushing back on the comment. It's just I try to be as professional as I can be, but certain things struck home, and that struck home. So that's all. So I'll just do try to do a better job keeping my cool, being a little bit more reserved about those things. But you needed to be pushed back on something. That's it.
I was at the last meeting, I had to work late, so it's like it's something interesting that I missed. But we've been meeting a lot, talking about development issues as Bill addressed earlier. Global Agway, there's plans for the redevelopment there. We met with new developers who are partnering with the current owners on the Agway site. I've spoken with them a couple times in the past couple weeks, so that's moving forward as we would hope that it would be. We would envision that there would be something that's coming before the community within a couple months or so, but it's very exciting to see new development coming in, partnering with current owner. It's kind of a synergy that we want to see with development there, so that's been a very exciting thing to work on. Streetscape, the state has been a little slow in getting us some information that we needed in order to move forward on that. It looks like that will be happening in the early fall, late spring, in the September timeframe. So we're just hoping that that's going to keep on rolling forward. Library, the roof and the door project. We have some of the architects out there, our borough engineers have been out there, so that project is also proceeding as well. We hope to begin construction on the roof and the door as soon as possible. I'd also like to thank Judy. I think she did a great job. I'm encouraged about the new director, and I think that that's going to go well. I just want to see progress continue. So that's it.
Okay, thank you all. All right, we'll move on with the rest of the regular agenda. The first item is the approval of minutes for the June 12th regular council meeting. Is there a motion, please, for the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please, Ellie.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Leibowitz? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle?
Yes.
Ms. Tilley? Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we have 7 items on our consent agenda. Is there any request for you to pull any of them out? Okay, see none.
Just want to get on one.
Okay.
Just number 7, this is 2017-127. This is just a homeowner that we're, it's having to separate the service on their house. And it's the sewer and water connection costs are very exorbitant. This is just a residential purchase. It's not a business purchase. And so we kind of agreed to terms to allow them to pay that over a certain amount of time. This is an improvement that we want them to do. It's kind of important for the future. So just want to be clear.
Right, there are a lot of special circumstances involved there. Okay, so can we have a motion then to adopt the consent agenda? Second. Okay, and Brian, roll call, please.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Leibowitz? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle?
Yes.
Ms. Tilley? Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we come to our first item on the regular agenda, which is resolution number 125, which awards a contract for the East Main Street Road project. That is after the sewer and water are done. Awarding it to BlackRock Enterprises in the amount of $354,831. I'll need a motion first.
Okay, I so move resolution 2017-125, awarding a contract for East Main Street improvement project to BlackRock Enterprises.
Second.
Oh, Sure. Yes, there were 5 bidders actually, and it was pretty interesting because they were all within a couple $1,000 as it went up the ladder. But there was less than $30,000 difference between the low bidder and the top bidder, and that's pretty tight.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? This is just a first reading. It's not a public hearing or vote.
Wait.
No, it's fine.
Are we talking about resolution 2017-125?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. This is just a resolution. Next item, let's go to the
We
next
have to
item.
vote on this.
Okay, but we still have a motion and a second on this, right? So it's just a roll call. Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Fleetwood? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle?
Yes.
Ms. Tilly?
Yes.
All right, thanks. Okay, now we come to ordinance 2017-8, and this is a first reading. So, would you want to take that, Ryan? You want me to introduce that? It's the Park Avenue one-way. All right. Okay, this is a follow-up to some discussions we had at a work session, a while ago, and this ordinance is, as I said, it's a first reading to make the short portion, which we sometimes call Old Park Avenue, that runs in front of Steve's, to make it one-way heading towards North Main Street, and the one-way section would start at Corcoran. So if someone is coming down Corcoran, they could still make a right to get onto Park Avenue. And as I said, this is not a public hearing or a vote tonight, it's just to introduce it. So unless there is any discussion, well, let's first see if we have a motion to introduce this. Okay, is there a second? Thank you. Is there any council discussion about just introducing this item? Okay, you call it roll, please.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Leibowitz? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle?
Yes.
Ms. Tilly?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, at this point, I believe we will schedule the public hearing for 2 meetings hence, which will be July 24th here, will be noticed in the newspaper. Okay, that brings us to our second public comment session. So, same rules here. I'll continue first. If we have anyone who has not spoken yet and wishes to speak, we'll finish up here. Okay, Tony Credit.
Yeah, Tony Credit, 45 information. In relationship to the resolution that was just read here, is there any conditions there concerning the 2 driveways in relationship to the direction of travel once you come out of the store? Anything specific about the ski slope driveway, which is
We looked at all the driveways in the discussions, and this would affect the driveway, well, it affects the driveways that face Old Park Avenue because being a one-way street, traffic would have to turn right, and we are expecting that we will get more compliance than we have right now in the ski slope driveway.
nothing physically is going to change in terms of that ski slope driveway because
No.
over the years, like I said, we've seen time after time people just making left their signs on the seat to do it because people's habits are what they are. I again suggested to a lot of council people, I think Mario was out there one time, that a couple other people there, that sidewalk should be extended on that ski slope driveway over to the point where it makes any type of vehicle trying to make a left physically possible to do so. I mean, one-way signs are signs, but most of the time you have, if you look at, the borough and the township, there's physicality there that prevents stuff like this. Even in terms of, mentioned sometimes pedestrian traffic, the more you can prevent cars from using that dysfunctional driveway, I think the better. And I think, having a sidewalk extension there, physically a few inches higher, is going to go a long way to ensure that that one way street is going to be fully compliant as far as the drivers in that Again, the sewer lacks entrance exit signs on its driveway. It lacks internal directional markings. I know no Kansas, been there for years and years, but again, in terms of other businesses, similar businesses, they don't seem to pay attention to their responsibility in regards to traffic flow, or even having a pedestrian walkway somewhere adjacent to that driveway. I believe our city engineers and information encouragement, and we have to, do something local there, but obviously it's not a safe situation for the pedestrians or vehicles. Again, multiple driveways, there's not an enter exit sign, there's no directional arrows within that parking lot. And again, there's a lot of near misses. So I'm only trying to follow up on, what we see in the neighborhood, what we see in terms of customer traffic. Vehicles not knowing like, oh, we here or kind of not there. Again, there's no rationale there. I think the business owner should be responsible enough to go to the main, call their guys over where we got to call, or call a sign company and put a speed under here. It's just ridiculous. We have a beautiful downtown, we have other businesses, we have other convenience store areas that have signage. And again, it's sorely lacking here. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not that amount of capital expense to put in their exercise on the drive.
Okay, thank you. All right.
So, I think this one way is certainly an improvement, right? It's moving in the right direction. I think we got the one, and this is also going to deal with the exit out of Old Park Ave, trying to reshape that. I agree with you, there's probably still more improvement to be made there, but this is a big move in the right direction. So we'll continue to work on it, continue to talk about it. I'll take your thoughts about the Ski Slope Driveway and back. We talked a lot about entrances and exits, obviously, with the owners there, so we'll see what we can do about that.
And they had the Park Ave project between the walls and the stuff that's done in and around their store. That's one thing. Them spend the time.
I agree.
It's bare minimum, but the signage, it should be there. There's no question about it. I don't know if you have that borough ordinance for any right sign, but
Okay. We think this will be a step in the right direction. Maybe whether it's everything or not, we'll see. Joey Novich.
Joey Novich, Douglas Main Street. Can I hear correctly that all of borough money includes one man?
Correct.
And I was just wondering what criteria was used to make that decision. For example, whether any questions about how much they could invest into businesses in the community, or how much how many people they employ in the community, or how much they give back to various borough charities or organizations.
The finance committee, which is Kim and I and Bill Hance, looked at this. It was in response to a proposal from one bank, and we thought, well, if one bank's willing to do this, let's go out and do an RFP, or rather, an RFP. So we did that. We got proposals from, I believe it was about a half dozen banks. Pretty good response. We compared many terms, but they were mostly financial. We didn't look specifically at headcounts or employees. However, as you know, Northern is in a bank more centrally located in Northfield, right north of town. So, okay, anyone who has not spoken, Betsy Driver.
Betsy Driver, 50 North Main Street. I have a question about Park Avenue, North Mount Elmore, and I'm happy to see that. And kind of embarrassed that I'm actually asking this question, because I probably walk by it this once a day or drive by it. Can you make a left now off of Park Avenue northbound up to North Main, or is it still no left turn?
It'll still be no left turn.
So if somebody's going into the speed store, I think you can't make a left turn out of the parking lot onto the new Park Avenue, for lack of a better word, on that exit. I believe, and I could be mistaken on that. Kind of get into a horrible circular logic of traffic there. If somebody's exiting the store, I mean, granted, if I got in there, I'd have to go down Corcoran, but I
At Steve's, we looked at every exit, and we were actually trying to increase the number of places where you could turn in from going up North Main in, but they didn't pass muster, and we had the engineer produce the actual engineering requirements. I mean, we got right down to show me in black and white where it says you can't do this, and he did that. And, because I, for one, felt like I think you ought to be able to turn from Old Park Avenue and go up the hill on North Main. But with that, with the new wall that's there, I had to accept that it doesn't meet the rules. And we think people will be able to get where they need to go, so we'll see. But we think they will. Jack Coons.
Jack Coons, 102 Park Avenue. Thank you for listening to the residents. Becky, if you come out of your driveway, come down North Main, and turn right into the lower driveway, you get into Steve's. It's that easy. You want to come out, you just go up, go into the right, go back onto it, go right down it. If you don't want to do that, you go straight from the store. You got 2 driveways to pick. If you want to go down Park Ave, or if you want to go back the other way, there's a lot of choices there. I would suggest the easiest way, instead of going to Combs, standing there, you get the Jersey concrete block. You make a little area that you can walk down. You put this block right in the middle of the driveway, have an arrow going out. You don't have to pay any money to anything. The guys who snow plow, the Steves, will have an easier time snow plowing instead of coming down, trying to drag, trying to break up. So there's a lot of stuff you can do, but you're going to have to address the turnout. Again, as everyone said here, I don't see any problem as an everyday resident of people turning left. It happens. And I just had to tell you a little irony. I was coming here today. The very first car that was coming out to come here, what are you doing? Made a left hand. Yeah, made a left hand coming here. But the thing is, the shame of it is, Steve doesn't police the people that hang out there. There was a guy sitting in the driveway. So the car had to go around. And when it gets dark, believe me, people are standing there and walking all the time. This is to improve the safety of our walking traffic people. This has nothing to do with anything else. So if you want to do that, you got to do it the right way. And it's not going to take a lot of money, and it's not going to take 3-4 years for cars to understand how to go. It's going to be very easy. Just put a couple of painted diagonals and only on that Jersey property line, you put a one-way stick it on here, you take out all those other no left-hand turn signs, and let's just go with it. Thank you again.
Welcome, Captain. Thank you. Okay, as everyone who wants to speak had a shot, okay? Mimi, please.
Yes.
All right.
I just want to say to Mayor, thank you. You did make phone calls to us this time, which we really did appreciate. It's been like moving a mountain to do this, so Jeff and I are thankful. Just want to say thank you. Thank you. We're very grateful. So it's not over yet.
I know that these meetings aren't your favorite way to spend the night, so
No,
thanks
they're
for
not.
coming out. Okay, all right, Lois Stewart.
Lois Stewart, 26 Spring Street. Where we talked about a developer talking to the owner of the global ag property. I'm wondering what kind of development is anticipated at that site?
Right now it's preliminary, but it's looking like townhouses. Exclusively townhouses, like a little park. The design that they're proposing is a rough sketch. The design that they were proposing was a very rough sketch, but it did adhere to the guidelines that we put out in the RFP and the redevelopment plan. So it hit all the high points.
So they would get plan board then?
Absolutely, yes.
And then I'm wondering, are you doing also what's the status of the sale of the former Highline property?
We have interested buyers and we have a broker picked and that's moving forward. Yes.
We had interested buyers for the broker.
Correct. Yes.
Anyone else?
Chris Engelhardt.
When I was recently at the Graduation Learning School, and
is. I'll make a note of that, and the school year's over, but we could do, consider doing something like that for this school year. Yeah, it's a good thought, yeah.
It's a great school there, I was very
Okay.
impressed. The other question I have is, the subject is, what kind of performance bond will you be requiring of Gas LLC? What kind of assets do they have as an LLC, some physical assets? And what kind of performance bond will you get ready to do for?
We don't have a performance bond per se in there. What we have is a provision that there will be bank financing, which brings a level of professional oversight to not only his own finances, but his business plan. It would be greater than what we could do. So that is what we have. That's the same as what we said at the time we done the agreement. There's been no change.
But that's no guarantee.
No, it's not a guarantee. Frankly, there's never a guarantee.
It's not an insurance, where
No.
performance bond would be like insurance.
Yes.
If something happened at his end, his LLC end, he wouldn't be able to go after him personally, right?
Right.
But, with the project, if we had that insurance, it seems very risky to not have that insurance. Otherwise, residents are going to have to figure out there's a problem, right? Where am I wrong?
We wouldn't be moving ahead if we thought that that was going to happen, and we don't. There is not a performance bond and on it now, and we've covered that. So
Is
that
that
is,
customary to do this new developments?
some do, some don't. Some do and some don't.
We're not talking massive.
Performance bonds are routine on projects like road paving, things like that. And performance bonds for that type of a project are about 2%. At least here, our engineers told me that here, okay, our time is up, but I'll respond. But they said that it's about 2%, so it doesn't add much to the cost. When you get into a development like this, the cost of a performance bond is enormous, and it's a whole different ballgame. It's not just going out and buying an insurance policy for pennies on the dollar. There's a lot more to it. Does anyone else? We have to move on. Okay. Does anyone else want to go here? Okay.
All right, Tony, one more then. Yeah. Concerning the north end there, I'm sorry, we go with the Flemington problem. Yeah, if you go with the lead, she's pretty positive energy force here, so a lot of stuff, going on. I attended the car show. I'm just wondering again, is there any chance that you can, let's say, shift this energy to the north end? To some of these two vacant lots, one of which is kind of clean, there's parking there. I can see some of the hot rods or something, in days down there as well as the center of the town. Very visible, people are passing by from in. It's the dead zone down in there, okay? Bro, anything going on with the mill can? They're a beautiful piece of property, they're parking character buildings, they're.
There is nothing.
Decrepit facades, no paint on the buildings.
They were approached by the people who are working with the property across the street, and they were not interested in contributing towards this at this time.
Now, this is the one, our business people have something going on down there, or flea market.
I don't know if they have any contemporary proposed. I'm not sure about that.
Hopefully, the executive director needs to get some action going on that. Like I said, it's just an empty lot. It's big, it's plenty, you see it. You can see it every day, nothing going on there. Like, what's happening here? And it's a reflection on this borough that you have a large piece of property there and absolutely nothing going on there. And it's a beautiful parking lot, it's full exposure, if you have any events going on down here. You got natural bandstands, you know. You have to dress it up a little bit like mine, but you definitely have people, you know, look at, you know, stuff going on down here. I just want to see a little bit of transfer of energy here, you know, from the main downtown area, which is holding its own, so to speak. You know, we put a cartoon character down there, you know, it's nice, but there's nothing going on in front of it. And again, it's large areas there where people can, I mean, we got it packed in here, this little line, you know, square. And we got a huge piece of property down here with a lot of potential. Let's get talking with the owners. I mean, I'm just making some suggestions here that just seem to be obvious. I don't think Mr. Delaney would be, you know, opposed to it. I don't see why.
Okay, so I'll reiterate, so now that the mayor is coming in, she's bringing in, new energy in addition to new ideas, and I'll re-raise the issue about kind of on the north end with her and see what her thoughts
You know,
are.
when Brooke says synergy, well, you know, that's down the road. I'd like to see something, you know, act, you know.
Okay, we need to move on. Are there any more, Robert Shore?
So it's a great thing what you do with Park Avenue. It's long overdue. I think that was a personal vendetta that was exercised here, and it's never a wrong time to correct a wrong. And I acknowledge you for doing just that. As far as the Union Hotel goes, as I've stated many times before here at council meetings, my biggest concern with the Union Hotel project is that there's going to be appeals, delays, lawsuits, and it's going to squelch this project. It is the single most important initiative for economic development in this town. It's nothing else, not the circle, not the FCP, it's the Union Hotel. I view it as a 50-50 chance that's going to happen because there's such opposition and because of these delays. I would like this council to convene a meeting between select members of yourself and the developer and the planning board and the historic preservation people, as well as the Friends of the Union Hotel, and go into a room, work it out, and come out with a consensus of what you're going to do here, and change the plan accordingly so that everybody leaves that room unhappy. Because without one happy person, it's not a good deal. But if everybody's unhappy, it's a good deal. I think I said that before here. You need to do this, because that's going to make this project move forward. I don't see it going forward. I see it just being dragged on until Mr. Cups decides enough is enough, and then we're going to end up putting it out to bid anyway. So I'd like to see the local boy do the project. So I think we need to do that. As far as the RFP for the bank accounts, I think it's time, long overdue, for this council to put an RFP out for our professionals. I think we have had horrendous representation by Mr. Beckelman over the last couple of years. I think that it's fair that we give an opportunity to some other attorneys to come in here and represent us, as well as engineers and planners and whoever else who have planners or professionals for. I think it's high time. My opinion, but you know, it's always good to fix things up. So those are my comments tonight.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, we will move on then to our attorney's report. Mr. Goodman.
I just want to update everybody. I know I mentioned a new lawsuit that was filed by friends of the Borough of Flemington a couple of meetings ago. I pointed out that I never gave a more detailed report on it other than that one statement. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows where we stand in terms of the various lawsuits. Just first of all, there are still two lawsuits that are pending with regard to over requests that were made. And those are
this.
That's a new one. Yeah, there are two Oprah lawsuits that are still pending against the borough that were filed by the Friends of Historic Flemington. The first one dealt with the timeliness of a response to an Oprah request. The second one dealt with, quite frankly, I think the plaintiffs jumped the gun in terms of filing the lawsuit. We told them it was a frivolous lawsuit because we had already provided the documents by the time they filed the lawsuit. But those are the two lawsuits that are pending right now. As you know, there was a lawsuit that was filed by the Friends of Historic Flemington challenging the process by which redevelopment was designated. That was dismissed. We filed a motion to have that dismissed, and it was dismissed. There has been a new lawsuit now that has been filed by the Friends of Historic Flemington, Gary Shopton and Lois Stewart, that challenges the redevelopment agreement itself, not the process anymore, because that's now been dealt with. And it has 6 different counts in the complaint, challenges things in the redeveloper agreement, dealing with issues such as making certain aspects of the agreement conditioned upon there being additional areas designated as areas of need of redevelopment, whether or not that's legally valid to do it like that. And the fact that there's a reference in the redevelopment agreement to eminent domain, but the council in the borough has not yet exercised that right, but there's a reference in there to that possibility, so they challenge that. They challenge the fact that the council and planning board both are simultaneously dealing with reviews of the project, and they say that violates the land use law. And they essentially say that the whole process, the whole agreement is arbitrary, unreasonable, and capricious. In response to the filing of the lawsuit, we had 2 choices. One was to file an answer and just litigate it, but quite frankly, as we reviewed, and Rob Beckerman, who Robert sure doesn't like, but reviewed it and decided that there's a real likelihood that the complaint does not have any merit to it, and that the court would dismiss it outright, or at least parts of it outright, possibly the whole thing, I believe. So we filed what's known as a motion to dismiss the complaint, saying that on the face of the complaint, as a matter of law, there's no basis for the complaint. That motion is now pending. Obviously, the court's going to have to decide whether there is a basis for the complaint or not. The Friends of Historic Flemington asked for additional time to respond to our motion to dismiss the complaint. Originally it was scheduled to hear July 7th, and we agreed to dismiss it from month to August the 4th. So the court's going to decide, presumably then, who knows if the court will issue a decision on that date as to whether or not the complaint has merit, or the court will put it over, make it, need more time to render a decision. But that's where we stand with regard to the various lawsuits that have been filed.
Okay, thank you, Barry. All right, our last item on this regular agenda is the payment of the bills. We have a motion, please.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all right, roll call, please.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Leibowitz? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle?
Yes.
Ms. Tilley?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now, I will ask for a motion to convene an executive session, which is for a legal update on the hotel area lawsuits beyond what we just heard, and the Open Public Records Act lawsuits. Are there any other matters that anyone wishes to cover in an executive session? Okay, so it will be on those hotel area lawsuits. Action may be taken. Can we have a motion to go to executive session? Okay, motion, John. Roll call, please.
Mr. Gorman?
Yes.
Ms. Leibowitz? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Swingle? Yes. Ms. Tilley?
Yes.
Okay. All right.